Hello, it's Dr. Rogini. So today what I'm going to talk about is being spiritual does not mean you can give yourself away. I'm going to actually define selfless service and selfish service. So this message came last night. I woke up middle of the night at 3 o'clock, which is an auspicious time. And so all this information, all the downloads came through. I just started writing. So I was like, okay, I have to share this. There's a reason why it's coming through. And before I want to just start about this topic, I just want to share I'm a spiritual chiropractor. I've been practicing chiropractic care over the last 15 years and done a lot of spiritual work, a lot of inner work, seen a lot of other teachers and coaches to get me to a certain level where I am right now. And I'm still evolving. So I'm here only to share so you can grow and evolve as well. So also please leave comments because I see a lot of people watching these videos, and if you have any questions, anything that you're experiencing in your life that I'm talking about and you don't know what to do with it, please write it down. And this will help me and also help others as well, because now other people are becoming aware. Just that your message, you don't know how many people are reading your message, and that will awaken their part up, because the more we share, the more we grow and evolve together. Okay, and so what I wanted to share today is basically about giving yourself away. It's so important, this topic, because I see a lot of spiritual people or religious people. Even if you're not spiritual, a lot of people give themselves away. And in terms of self away is their full energy, to the point they don't have anything left for themselves. Okay, so, and it's done unconsciously. And I'm going to just define that, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So when it comes to giving away, it's a lot of what happens, a lot of females, males as well. And you take care of your loved ones, immediate families, your children, your spouse. It could be also friends or relatives or extended families. And you're giving yourself away by giving money or jewelries or anything that belongs to you, because you feel like you want to give. But you have to recognize, are you giving yourself away or are you giving from overflow? This is the key, because the reason why I'm talking about this topic, I come across a lot of people who burn themselves out because they're giving themselves away. It's like you as a human being, and you take a piece of you and just give away, where you're not respecting yourself and not being in your power. And I call that selfless service. And you're creating more karma, because now you're not helping the other person. And you might be like giving so much where you're not giving an opportunity for the other person to evolve. And you may even make them more disabled. So you have to be very conscious. I'm not saying do not help other people, absolutely, but it has to come from a different version of you. It's a higher version of you. You have to activate that part of you in order to give from overflow. I hope it makes sense to you up to this now. And it might trigger you. Watching this video, you might be like, no, that's not right. I should give whatever I can. Yes, human beings, we're supposed to be of service. But if you're burning yourself out, you're not service. You're not service to humanity. You're not service to yourself. You're actually creating more karma. So let me just give you an example. So if you're a mother, you're taking care of your children all the time, of course. But if you're not attending to your own health, you're not attending to your own well-being, you're not eating the proper diet, do you think you're being of service to your children or disservice? This applies to yourself, even if you are doing the same thing to your loved ones, I mean, families or friends, or even people that you're trying to help back home, or people who are suffering back home. I'm not saying not to help them, but what I'm saying is give from overflow? Are you giving from guilt, or are you giving from frustration, or are you giving from divine love, which is abundance love? So I'm going to just define that separation, because when you give unconsciously, typically you're giving from guilt, fear of judgment, fear of shame. If you don't give, someone's going to judge you. So you have to ask these questions. This will make you more aware. Are you giving from overflow, or are you giving because you feel guilty deep inside? And you might not even know that you're feeling guilty, because you're covered up. You're covered up with this ego consciousness, with different parts of your ego that's controlling you, and you're trying to numb it out by giving. And make sure, if you don't understand this part of it, just write these comments down so I can clarify on the next video. So you have to first own your power before you start to give. How do you own your power? Take care of yourself first. Take care of your health. Do not worry about, because most, especially females, they worry about everybody else first. You're not going to get anywhere by worrying about them and you're not even taking care of yourself. Who's going to take care of you when you're not feeling well? Are you going to create this repeated pattern that your ancestors have been doing? Do you want to do the same thing? And the reason why I use the topic spiritual, because this happens with a lot of spiritual people and religious people. I've seen people in temples working and volunteering and helping, but they're breaking down their bodies because they're also taking care of their home environment, but they're not working from overflow. They're thinking they're working from overflow, but they're not. So when it comes to selfish service, is take care of yourself. Do a lot of meditation. Taking a bath, taking moments for yourself, go for walks, nature walks, and do it more often. You may have to do this more often than giving yourself away. Then you will start to see your prana start to flow again. You start feeling that inner power. Now you're getting divine flow within you. It's not part of you that's being given away, but now you're giving away from divine, the creative life force. God cannot come within you, cannot bring that the creative life force wouldn't come within yourself, or you're going to call it universal intelligence. We call that in the chiropractic terminology, universal intelligence. So for that cannot come through you when you're giving your part away. It's like taking a piece out of your skin and giving it out. That's not overflow. So selfish service, I don't know if this is like already coined, or I'm not sure. I was just called in the middle of the night to write all this down. So I'm just trying to share what came through. And selfless service is taking yourself away. Ask these questions. Where are you taking yourself away? And this could be, okay, this is going to be deep, okay? So even if you have kids with disabilities, or families with disabilities, or parents that you're taking care of, you got to take care of yourself first. So if you have to give attention to your loved ones the whole day, make time for yourself. You got to do that. Otherwise, you're going to feel like as a human being, you're not evolving. Read, learn, expand your knowledge, expand your wisdom. And you can do that through meditation, breath work, where you bring yourself back into your body and being present. I have mothers who have children with disability. They're burning themselves out. And they feel like that's the only thing. They're stuck in that loop. They're stuck in that giving care, but they're not caring themselves. You're not evolving. You're actually being disservice to humanity. If humanity wants to evolve, and if you want to create a better generation, you got to take care of yourself first. And there's many ways to take care of yourself. You can take care of it physical care, physical therapy, such as seeing a chiropractor, massage therapy, where you take care of your body. Let the nervous system move. Let the blood flow, let the body flow better. Your lymphatic system, everything. And all of a sudden you start noticing you don't have this anxiety, this depression, because you might be taking care of everybody else and you're thinking you're doing selfless service, but you're having anxiety, depression, restlessness, and you might even feel like you're not getting anywhere in life. You're stuck. That's exactly what it is. But the minute you start exercising, doing work for yourself, if you cannot do more than an hour a day, start with 10 to 15 minutes. That's already self-care, and slowly work towards that self-care more. The more you're in the receptive stage, you're gonna get more help, get more support to help your family as well. It could be financially, with people, in so many different ways. And that's what's called heart-centered practice. It's considered unconditional love. You're giving selfish care, so you take care of yourself first, and then you take care of others. You're not going to be bitter and frustrated. Remember, when you give yourself away, you're giving away a part of you. You're not allowing pranic energy to expand within you. Remember that part of it. And now you will start sharing. So when you're in a heightened state, you're sharing from an inner knowing. You know who you should give and who you don't want to give. You can also recognize when there's manipulative energies around you. You can also set clear boundaries. Then you know when to say no and when to say yes. And you can see the subtler forces. So the more meditation, inner work you do, you can become aware of the subtle forces, as I said, manipulative energies. And just to let you know, the more you raise your vibration, your surrounding will change, because you only attract things that are matching to you. When you're doing selfless care or service, more of that selfless stuff will be around you. So more people need you. And when you're giving selfish care, more people, they don't need you. They will be enlightened by you. They will learn something from you. Awaken another part of themselves because of you. So becoming spiritual is to know yourself, is not to forget yourself. Okay. So I think this really made sense to all of you. So recognize when you're in selfless care, which is controlled by your ego, and recognize when you're under selfish care. The word selfish might trigger you. The reason why I'm saying selfish, because you got to take care of yourself. So when you're under selfish care, you're not controlled by the ego. You're controlled by a higher knowing. You're actually have this deep trust and inner knowing. And you also make sure that you're not making the other people disabled, even when they have that ability to be able to evolve. Human beings are designed to evolve and help others from a heightened level, not from a lower vibrational level. Okay, so if you want to activate that part of you to help you to evolve faster, I've created the course of self-awareness. And I'm also working on a deeper one of self-awareness that's kind of called the spiritual detox. That's going to come up soon. But right now, I have some basic stuff. You can increase your self-awareness by doing certain yogic practices. I simplified it to make it very easy. I used the knowledge of Yogananda, Kriya Yoga, and other knowledges that I've learned over the last 20 years that can help you to awaken that part, to activate the pranic life force energy so you can feel energized and feel less depressed, less anxiety. I'm not saying stop taking your medications, but once you feel in your power again, you can take your actions, do the things that you really deeply desire and help others from abundant flow of energy. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to my page and make sure you leave all these deeper questions, or even if you feel like you've experienced that, leave that as well. I'd love to hear back from y'all.